more
How
recent.
about the Constitution itself, particularly the Bill of Rights?
Well, I guess you could see the First Amendment as kind of a great equalizer because it gives everyone the freedom of speech or assembly. And with this, you can see with freedom of assembly, people can come together and talk and like distribute ideas, and also freedom of speech. You can't tell someone, the government can't tell someone, I don't like your opinion, you can't say it anymore. These people get to freely talk about what they feel.
Another amendment that does this would be the Fifth Amendment, which provides due process and eminent domain, so that the states, with the incorporation doctrine, it now states that the states themselves cannot take property and without just compensation, and each state must provide each individual with due process of law, which just leads to equality of conditions or equality of results of each individual within the United States.
Also, the Civil War amendments expanded all these rights that all Americans have to different racial minorities, giving the opportunity, the equality of opportunity to different races and other people.
Folks will talk about us being a nation of joiners, and you talk about local organizations, and here in Washington we've got some 80,000 lobbyists who represent all sorts of people all around the country. What do you think Tocqueville would think about this explosion of lobbyists as a representation of the people?
Well, he would definitely agree with the fact that when we come into civic associations, we get our voices heard so that we come together in order to resist the evils and difficulties of life. But he would not agree with the fact that there are big interest groups, such as Goldman Sachs, which are basically influencing the government way too much and are leading to what John Roch says, a hyper-pluralism, in order to just get bailouts or just get their interests saved.
I believe that de Tocqueville would be immensely proud of certain things because he always believed in civil associations, and when these people like go out and speak against things that they don't like happening in the government, this is definitely something de Tocqueville would have approved of because he always thought that you need to talk about your local government, and if not, go to the national government and get what you want done.
The overall symbol of civic associations or lobbyist groups is that we come together and we come together and we have one common goal, these small homogeneous communities that de Tocqueville saw as so important to the fundamentals of democracy. So by keeping these small homogeneous communities with one common goal, we would in fact make de Tocqueville a very proud man.
Thank you.
Enjoyed your very spirited discussion. I liked your historical references. We had to pull it out of you about how the Constitution relates to equality of opportunity and condition, but once we asked the question, you came right along and gave us some very good examples. One you neglected, and I am surprised since there are 3 young ladies on your panel, and that, of course, is the best amendment to the Constitution.
The 19th Amendment.
I liked your specific cases using Bakke for one example. That was an important one. Your reference to the NLRB, which we have not heard before, that certainly speaks to the notion of equality of condition. And I thought your discussion of the softening of participation at the local government level and why that was important was a salient point.
Well, I enjoyed your initial whipsaw kind of presentation of facts. Some people may not like that, but I kind of like the back and forth that you gave us to kind of set things up, to recognize that in this room and in government in general, we'll deal with those issues over which reasonable people can and should disagree. So I think that was valid, and I think Tocqueville would have liked that. You had a lot of good data. I like both the historical, but I also like the fact that you quoted from today's New York Times, that you got the whole range of things. But more important, look around this room a little bit and recognize the fact that there are very few people in the United States who've had the opportunity to sit in this room or a room like it and to testify. I hope that sometime in the future you'll come back, either sitting at that table hopefully as not only the incriminated, but as one of the enlightened, and to enlighten the people who are sitting up here in front, or perhaps maybe you are going to be sitting up here in front, but you're on the right trajectory to do either of those. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you did a really fantastic job in your presentation. The written presentation, especially the history, I think that we needed to hear more about was really salient points were there. You know, I would have liked to hear, I think, a little bit more about the constitutional application within the body, but I think that my colleague was right when you knew it and you brought it out, and we were able to bring it out in some of the questions that we asked. You had a lot of facts in there, and some of the things that you brought in were things that we had not heard, but are obviously good points to make, like unions and their ability to help create that condition. I liked the comment about maybe economic affirmative action as another way to sort of bridge that what we've got in sort of not really equity and condition currently. The race to the top funds, I think I heard that once maybe earlier this morning, but we're consequently the only, we're one of 2 states that didn't accept those funds because of my former governor, but I hope those will work well in your state. So, thank you very much.